How are you? It's cold out, huh? It's too cold. Oh, God. Thank you, everybody, for being here today and covering this press conference. I want to thank all of our public safety agencies and city departments that are here today and working this weekend. Behind me, we have Commissioner Gross from Boston Police, Chief Green from the MBTA Police, Chief Hooley from EMS, Commissioner Finn from the Boston Fire Department, Commissioner Fandaka from Transportation, Chief Osgood from Streets, Chief Smith, I think they're here. Well, they're not here. They're supposed to be here. They'll be around somewhere. Chief Benford from Emergency Management, Kim Brissett from Special Events Office. I think I got everybody. I want to thank them all for being here with us today. As you can see, when we do events like Super Bowls and World Series and Stanley Cups and NBA championships, we put a lot of thought into this to make sure that we have the best events we can have and make sure that people are safe. When I became mayor in 2014, I certainly wanted to have a celebration and get one of our teams into a championship, but I did not expect to have planned for this many Super Bowls. This is, planning for one in 2015, 2017, 2018. And like Tom Brady said the other day, we're still here, so we're still coming back. We're certainly proud of our team. No other city has really seen a team like the New England Patriots, or a dynasty like the Patriots. I was at the U.S. Conference of Mayors the other day, and a side note, and they were talking about, the mayor of Orlando was talking about the Pro Bowl, asking us about the Pro Bowl, and I said, what is that? He said, what do you mean? That's where the players play. So, well, our players usually play the Sunday after, so we weren't part of the Pro Bowl, but the Patriots represent sustained excellence in teamwork, planning, strategy, and effort. Those values reflect our city and our region. This Sunday is a day that we celebrate all of that. As always, we're joking about the game and people are really excited, but our number one priority here in the city of Boston, and my number one priority as the mayor and the folks behind me, is safety. People coming into the city, watching, have watch parties, students gathering in groups to watch the game. We're going to see crowds at bars and outdoor areas. We're going to make sure we're going to be activating our emergency management center to make sure that people are safe and that we provide opportunities to make sure people stay safe. The Boston Police, Boston Fire, Boston EMS, and MBTA will be ready to respond in any situation that might arise during the game or after the game, before the game, as the weekend goes on. What we need most is cooperation from the public. We need to make sure that you're working with us and not against public safety agencies. I'm asking all fans to help us by being responsible. I've said this many times this week. The Patriots have been down now for over a week in Atlanta, preparing and practicing for this game. They're showing respect to the Rams. They've shown respect to the NFL, and we're asking our fans to make sure we do the same thing. Respect our city, respect the residents of our city, respect the people that are coming out, regardless who they're cheering for. If they're cheering for the Rams, if they're cheering for the Patriots, it doesn't matter. Just respect each other. We were asking people to plan ahead, use public transportation to get around. We're telling you, do not be drinking and driving, and plan ahead accordingly so that you can get to where you want to get to. We're asking you to listen to our public safety officers, or if you have a question during the night, if something that comes up, you can grab one of our public safety officials, police, fire, EMS. We'll be out there and talk to them. Whatever the outcome of the game, be smart. Certainly, I'm as big of a Patriots fan as anybody can be, but be smart about what happens at the end of the game, win or lose. It doesn't matter. It's a game, and if it comes down to a bad call, and we've seen that, let's act responsibly in the city of Boston. We've been there before, and certainly most times the people that have acted responsibly, and we're asking you to. We're asking you, if you drink responsibly. Dress appropriately if you're outside. I know during the Red Sox celebration, we had an incident of a young man climbing up a pole and punching a light. I have no idea what type of celebration that is, but that will not be tolerated or acceptable. So we're asking people to be careful out there. The forecast says it'll be 30 degrees. We don't have any, I don't think we have any snow coming, which is great, and we don't have the weather we've had in the last couple of days, but it's still going to be cold out there. So we're asking you to make sure that cover up, because it still can be a problem. And alcohol certainly can make it worse. If you're drinking and you're intoxicated or under the influence of anything, you might not feel that. So we're asking you to be very careful. And if there are folks with you in a party and you see them going out, take care of them, keep an eye on them. As in the past, we're going to be putting in temporary parking restrictions in access and restricted in some areas around the Kenmore Square area. We're going to be working in those areas. Commissioner Gross is going to provide more details on that. We also sent a letter to colleges and other members of our community asking for their cooperation and working with our colleges and universities to make sure that, oftentimes there are freshmen that come into this class that haven't seen championships before, and the freshman class last year is now sophomores, so they were here during the last Super Bowl, and they were here during the World Series, so we're asking people to kind of pay attention. We also want to thank our bars and restaurants for their cooperation and working with us to make sure that their patrons can enjoy a day and a safe game, and they can obviously make money if they want to make money. We're working with them to make sure people are safe. Like the Patriots, we have a great track record in Boston. We've made safe celebrations the new normal. We don't see necessarily what happens in other cities after their team wins a Super Bowl or wins a championship. We want to continue that here in the city of Boston, respect people's property, respect people's cars, respect people's livelihoods, respect people completely all around. So we want to make sure that's important. We should be proud of that here in Boston, and hopefully Sunday we'll be able to continue that great tradition. We know the Patriots that are going to give everything they have for this game, so it's important that we continue to do that. The police officers, firefighters, EMS who are out on the street taking care of people, they're also fans of the game. The police officers and most of the folks that are working that night are ordered into work. A lot of our police officers and EMS and fire department folks have not had the opportunity to sit down and watch these Super Bowls because they're working. So we want you to understand that they're out there making sure that you're safe tonight, the night of the game. And whatever happens here in Boston, again, certainly I want to see a win in this game, as we all do. But whatever happens, we still have the greatest team in the greatest city. So to the fans, thank you. And I'm going to turn the podium over to Commissioner Gross.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hey, congratulations to the American Football Conference champions again, the New England Patriots, and the Kraft family. They actually do a lot for our great city and our neighborhoods. So, folks, we've been here before, as the mayor alluded to earlier, several times. We pretty much have the same plan. So what we do when there's a Super Bowl game, quite frankly, we would just talk to our state, local, and federal partners about the safety of the city and how we're going to work together collaboratively. We've had several meetings and several phone calls, state police, transit, my first responder family here that's represented, Commissioner Finn, Chief Hooley, and Transportation, Commissioner Fiandaca. Folks, we're all on the same page to ensure that this Patriots game versus the Rams, that everyone should celebrate being at the Super Bowl responsibly. So if you're watching the game at home, out of our great establishments in the city, we just ask that you act responsibly. We've also been in communication with all of the colleges regarding their student population, and also ask that they act responsibly as well. If you're consuming alcohol, act responsibly. Look out for each other. Use public transportation or any means that includes you not driving after you've been drinking or smoking. I know some people laugh at that, but but that's a serious matter. Let's make sure that if you're in such a state that it affects you being able to drive motor vehicles, that you take different transportation that won't cause harm to anyone else and yourself as well. As well, we want you to know, the question always comes up, what about the neighborhoods of Boston? The mayor just told you that we have a full call-up for the Boston Police Department. All of our districts will be covered. All the areas of Boston will be covered, including downtown. During the game, around the third quarter, we'll have restricted access in the Kenmore Square area. We've notified folks that there will be parking restrictions. That's been sent out on BPD Twitter and also on bpdnews.com. The list that I have here for street closures as well, they have been sent out. Too extensive to mention here at this press, but we will make sure that everyone has them. And as well, again, if you're downtown in our areas and our establishments, look out for each other, folks. And remember, Boston has been here before in our celebrations. And one thing about our city is that in the past we have celebrated responsibly, and we want to do the same thing here. We don't want any tragedies as a result of a game. This is about the safety of our citizens, our visitors, our college students. Please, again, we've been here before. Just act responsibly. And all we have to say now is go Patriots. Oh, you said not to. I'm going to jinx it.
All right, don't jinx it. Thank you. Any questions?
Mayor, are you going to the game?
Yeah, I'm going. I've been mayor now for 3 Super Bowls, and this is the 4th, and certainly I've been a season ticket holder for over 20 plus years, and you know, kind of hesitant whether or not I should go, but I'm going to go in the morning and come back on Monday morning.
Is this your first Super Bowl?
First Super Bowl as the mayor. I've been to, I went to the Rams one, the first one we won. I was fortunate enough to get tickets for that, and it was amazing. And I went to the second Giants Super Bowl that we lost to the Giants. Not the undefeated season, it should be undefeated. But this is my first time as mayor going.
Are you making any predictions?
No.
And no wagers, you've already said
No
that.
wagers, no predictions, just 60 minutes of football, hopefully no overtime, and hopefully it doesn't come down to the last play of the game, but if it does, I hope Tom Brady has the ball.
What do you think the biggest surprise could be of the game?
I think I think as a football, if you're asking me about football, I think the fact that the NFL and people didn't think the Patriots would be there. I think after the Miami game, a lot of people thought that, you know, is this the end of the dynasty? And it just shows you like the preparation. It really is about, I equate it to sometimes governing, the preparation of a team, the coaching of a team, having people play their positions and do it well. You don't necessarily have to be the best at that position, but you have to be the best on that day.
Why are you afraid to make a prediction about the score?
I'm superstitious, and you know, during the Atlanta game, at halftime, I went upstairs, was in my house, changed everything I had on, came back down, we won the game. The Seattle game, switched seats. You know, tried it during Philly, but it didn't work. I picked the wrong hat or something. But yeah, I'm superstitious.
Mayor, in the past, the city has had direct communications with bars and restaurants, offering guidelines.
Yeah.
Has that been done again?
Yeah, we've reached out to the bars and stuff, and we've been in constant contact with the bars, and you know, they pretty much, you know, I think the system that we put in place in 2014, just to make sure we stay in constant communication with them, you know, they will stop serving, they won't overcrowd, they'll keep numbers, and we have a large presence of public safety officials also around the bars.
Will you be asking them to close their doors at a certain time or to stop serving at a certain time?
Yes, no. The third quarter, towards the end of the game, we don't want anyone coming back into the establishments. But I have to tell you, folks, we've had great cooperation from our establishments. They've been through our safety protocols and procedures and our planning, and they've always cooperated with that. We don't want, if there's several people in the streets, for them to rush into a bar at the close of the game, at the most exciting moments, and where that could cause a problem. So they act responsibly, and, you know, towards after the end of the third quarter, that they monitor.
So you're not telling them they can't let you're telling them that they can't let anybody in?
Or what are
you're
you
just
saying about the
asking-
third quarter?
Or you're asking them to just?
So in the third quarter, let's just say the Kenmore Square area, there's restricted access. And we're asking the establishments as well that monitor your patrons towards the end of the game. So we're not saying that you can't, but we want you to monitor that. And we will be there too. We don't want overcrowding. We don't want any huge population of folks rushing into our establishments at the end of a game. So pretty much once you leave, you leave. So
You're not
stay in.
saying they have to do that, you're just asking them to consider that.
Yes.
Commissioner, a full call out, I mean, I know you don't usually divulge numbers, but maybe a percentage of how many officers it will see on Sunday compared to what you see on a normal Sunday?
Yes, we definitely don't give numbers because there's always bad guys watching. So a full call-up means all days off canceled. If you've had a scheduled vacation, that's good. But everyone that's available to work will be working in uniform. That's to make sure that our entire city is covered. So as the mayor alluded to when he spoke, along with our partnerships that you see here, we'll be able to respond to anything that comes our way. Hopefully, nothing does. I forgot to say earlier, no drinking in public. And as well, I forgot to say thank you to the media because you're sending our message out as well about parking restrictions, safety. That's what's good about Boston. We truly are all working together, and we appreciate your part in this too.
Cannabis also, cannabis consumption in the public, so are you going to crack down on that?
Excuse me, I didn't hear you.
Cracking down on cannabis
There's no smoking in public regardless. But if you're in the house, you know, the voters voted, and it is what it is, you shouldn't be driving your car if you're drinking or smoking cannabis. And yes, that will be enforced. That's for the safety of all of us. And of course, we always ask no smoking in public anyway.
So
What's
nobody's thinking about a duck boat parade right now?
Well,
60 minutes of a ball.
we'll tell you after the game.
What's your prediction for a score?
I'll tell you, I do not want to jinx. We're a very superstitious group, and everyone knows, you know, kind of Vince Wilfork's twin. So I don't want to jinx it. I'm just going to say, go Patriots. Let's go.
What do you
That
think-
spirit.
What do you think the biggest, what do you think there's a surprise will be that we might not think about in the game?
52 points in the first half for the Patriots. That would be a huge surprise.
Is there sort of, from the city official standpoint, fatigue going through, you know, putting out all the officers, perhaps if we win? Obviously, we're excited to go to the Super Bowl, but we just did this.
We've been here before, whether it's the Red Sox, the Bruins, the Celtics, the Patriots, we will be ready.
The fact that you've been through so many, the city has been through so many, is there anything you've learned or that kind of stands out from having been through all of these championships and duck boat parades and wins and losses?
Who's writing the book? The manual.
Oh, all of us here. That's the thing. There's no egos involved. When we say we work with our state, local, and federal parties, of course, we see if there's any credible threats. That's through our BRIC and fusion centers and state police fusion center, along with any fusion center in this country as well. Here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, you see who's here with us at the press conference. We talk every week, almost every day. And we've been through this so many times, not to get big-headed, that when we go over our operational plans and we have our meetings, we've all been there before. And what we've learned is to constantly communicate, not only with our first responder families, but with the communities as well, with the businesses and the private sectors as well. If we're all on the same page, that will help ensure the safety of everyone celebrating this game.
Complacency set in, we've done this so many times that
I think over time, you learn different tools of the trade. I think that, you know, the city's been doing this, you know, really since, I think, 2001, and there's been several celebrations. I think over time you learn. You learn that shutting bars down or not allowing people in after the third quarter makes a difference. I think you learn by keeping people kind of separated in the Kenmore Square area makes a difference. I think you have an opportunity for people to kind of migrate down to Boston Common maybe at the end of the day makes a difference. I think it makes a difference whether the Celtics and Bruins win a championship compared to the Patriots and Red Sox, because you're in the Celtics and Bruins, there's not as many college students in town. It's more of a family type of thing. So I think you do learn. Before 2014, they used to force the bars, if you remember, you did the stories, to put cover on the window. I have no idea what that was about, but we took that off in 2015. If somebody wants to come in and broadcast in a bar room, we're fine. We're not going to say no to that. I mean, it's more open celebration. So I think that all of that goes into the planning, and I think that the incidents that we've seen around the world and the country with what happened in Paris, with driving cars through groups of people, and the Vegas shooting, what happened in Vegas. I mean, we prepare for all those different pieces and things. The marathon bombing, obviously. So we prepare, and the police prepare, and public safety prepares on how to handle it. So I think the book on writing a book on that evolves and changes over time, and it really does. And it changes from season to season. I mean, if it's 30 degrees out, you know, you might have people out in the street, but there's not going to be tens of thousands out there for 5 hours. If it's the middle of summertime or in the springtime, I should say, with Celtics Bruins, a little different. 75-degree, nice warm night, it does make a difference. Mike?
Do we have a date for a victory parade if it's a victory? And if so, would it be a rolling rally, no gathering on City Hall?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we have a football game on Sunday to play. The Patriots have a football game on Sunday to play. We're going to focus on the football game, and then whatever happens, you focus on that after that.
The Patriots want to get out of town as soon as possible. Are we talking Monday, Tuesday?
Again, we'll wait for the football game. If you look at the history, it's been all over the place.
Mayor, when you were at the U.S. Conference of Mayors, was there any jealousy or sniping at all because of, from the other mayors?
I took a picture with Mayor Turner from Houston, Mayor Sly James from Kansas City, and Mayor Garcetti from L.A., and we have a picture of the four of us. And, you know, I have that picture, so we'll see what happens with that picture.
Is there any special communication with colleges specifically?
Yes, there is. We contact them verbally, and we contact them with letters, and all of their folks are involved in this all the time to let their students know they have to act responsibly and appropriately during this time.
Commissioner Flynn, Chief Hooley, any predictions? Come to the microphone.
Stretch, I'm gonna stick with the. We have a wager.
Mayor Walsh, since you're going to the game, any superstitious things that you're doing? We have to change your clothes or your hat?
Yeah, well, when I went to the Rams game 17 years ago, I have my shirt that I wore that game. I have my hat that I wore that game. So probably, I don't know, we'll have to see, but I'll be prepared in anything that comes up. You know, listen, I think that somebody asked, it doesn't get old, but I think you asked, I think for our police and fire, it's a strain. And I think the fact that they know that they're responsible for making sure people are safe that night, making sure that incidents don't happen. And we've seen in the city as well some tragic incidents that have happened where people have lost their lives. And you know, you don't want that to happen over a football game. You know, I know we love football and we love our sports and we're fanatical about it, but it's a game. And there's people that come into students to come into Boston, people that live in our city. I mean, they should be able to go home after the game. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a game. And we have to be very careful. And so our police department and our public safety officials do take this very seriously. And I think that, you know, it's great for the city. That when we have a run like this into the championship, regardless of what sport it is, obviously it promotes and highlights our city because all week long there's stories about Boston and our teams, and I think that's great for the city. But you know, we just have to continue to keep that at forefront, that this is a football game that's being played, that, you know, we want to make sure that Sunday night at 11:30 when it's all over, regardless of the outcome of the game, that people are going back home, going to bed safe, and we have an eventless night, if you will.
You say you're wearing the same hat and the same shirt you wore at the
2017.
when you played the Rams.
When we played the Rams first time in New Orleans.
Were you going to sit at the airline?
No, God, no. My tickets came. I'm season ticket holder, so I got the. I wish. Yeah, the tickets are very expensive, so I don't have. I think the highest ticket's 5,000. I got the lowest ticket.
Did you do a lottery to get your?
Yeah. Do you get the as a season ticket holder? You're in a lottery. So for after the game, I never been chosen. So after the game, I'm kind of floating through. I get an alert from the England Patriots about like packages if you want to go to the Super Bowl, and I started like floating through it, and I'm like realizing. Then I called a season ticket holder. This is my section. I'm like, is this the lottery thing? Because I thought you get this big thing. Oh, you get chosen. You can pick it. What do you want to sit? And so you have an opportunity to buy a package. So that's what happened.
Now, how long have you been season ticket holder?
I had them way back in the day in the old stadium, and then I got rid of them the year of Dick McPherson out of the dates. But the day they hired Bill Parcells, I called back up and got my tickets back. So was that 1993? Yeah, 93 maybe, 94. So I got them back. I got them back then, but I had them prior to that. But I think they went 1 to 15 1 year, 2 years in a row. So I got rid of the tickets at that point. So I've been at all the big games in Foxborough.
How many tickets did you get?
2. I have a lot of requests.
Is there a lottery here?
No,
You made us stay here.
they're expensive. I mean, they're expensive. When I went to the Rams game back in 2001, 2, they were $400 a ticket. They're $1,450 a piece right now for the face value.
Now, so when you're at the Super Bowl, I mean, it's gonna be a great time and everything, but, how much time are you gonna spend, like, checking in with the police commissioner?
Oh, the whole time. The whole time. I mean, I'll be in constant contact. Even when I go away, we're in constant contact. But in particular, this night, I'll be in constant contact. And obviously, we'll know. We'll have, God forbid, in the incident I have to come home. We will have the flights ready. I'll know what flights to jump on if I have to come home. So anytime I go away, anywhere, generally, what happens? My scheduling office is constantly, every day, has the list of flights from me, wherever I am, to get home, even when I'm on vacation, in case I have to get home for something. They have the list of when to get home. So thank God it hasn't happened where I've had to. The closest it came to, I was in China. I did a 36-hour trip to China, to Beijing, on the Climate Summit. And on my way home back in the plane, that's when we had the young man that was killed in front of the Burke High School. If I wasn't on a plane coming home, I would have been on a plane coming home when I heard that. So, you know, I stay in constant contact. And then, like Commissioner Finn, or anyone here, quite honestly, Chief Hooley or Gina, if there's a situation that comes up, when I went to the convention and Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia, I was down there for 5 days. I spoke the second day. The third day, I think it was, President Clinton was going to speak. The fourth day, President Obama was going to speak. And the fifth day, Hillary Clinton was going to speak. And we had a little boy that tragically drowned in South Boston. And I was at the Boston party and got in my car, went to the airport, came home. So I wasn't there for any of those speeches, because there's times when you have to be here as the mayor. And so I'm hoping that fans behave. You know, I don't want to be somewhere else because I'll be getting crushed here. Why did you go? But you know, it's, for me, I look at this as you know, probably won't go to another Super Bowl as the mayor. And it's an opportunity that, you know, I waited heavily. I mean, I could have gone to the other ones, and I just decided not to go. Thank God I didn't go to the Seattle game, because if I did, we had the snow that next day. I wouldn't have got in, and can you imagine what the press would have been that day?
What do you mean this might probably won't go to that Super Bowl? Does that say
No.
something about the Patriots, or does
No,
that say something
no.
about you as mayor?
No, because you get the opportunity to experience it, and I think that, you know, I'd love to experience it. This team, and I'm not saying the Patriots aren't done. They could run on and go 5 more in a row.
Are you done?
But no, I'm not done either. I could go 5 more years in a row, maybe 6. But no, it's just an opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, my number. My number.